Hello again everyone. I'm going to talk about possible new forms or evolutions for old Pokemon, not really megas on this one. So hold up and let's see. Now because we are talking about Kalos and Kalos being a French region, I'm going a lot more deep into the French theming of it. So Parasect is here because French love putting mushrooms on their food. And Parasect is a Pokemon that is being neglected, completely neglected. So I can see them giving some love to it with either a new form or a new form and evolution or just a straight up new evolution, where the mushroom completely takes over and we get something actually strong. This is a Pokemon that really needs something, and I think that this is the perfect opportunity for us to get it. So let's see. Now, next one, I'm putting Machamp here. I have another one like Machamp on this one because I think they might get a new farm to help with the construction and rebuilding of the city. Machamp and its family has always been a family that has been tied up with construction working. So we may not actually even get a Machamp, but the new Machoke evolution, for example, you know, like fighting rock, fighting steel, something along those lines, when they completely do whatever they want with this. So yeah, I think Machamp or another Pokemon that we'll see later on have a good chance of this. So we'll see. I think it'll be pretty cool. I mean, Machamp got the G-Max form, and that's about it. So it'll be cool. Now, next one. I think Rapidash has a chance, although thanks to the Galarian form you may not, because, friends knights with horses and stuff. So either him or Galarian one getting a new evolution would be pretty nice. I think if he gets it's an evolution, not a new form. So this is something that can work very well with some buffs here and there. So it'll be a good one to have a evolution of Rapidash. Now Hypno. Why is Hypno here? Because of the yo-yo. These kind of things I always assume linked with Europe. The look into it and sleep. So while the demon itself isn't very European, that's why I think it will be a brand new form with maybe an evolution, which it desperately needs. It could still be Psychic type. I think it does still be Psychic type, just and other the new typing like Ghost or Dark. Ghost will be nice because we don't really have any Psychic Ghost type that isn't legendary. So that will be cool. Make it more European-like because I don't think they are going to be 100% French on all of them. I think they will roam a bit more into Central Europe and stuff like that, maybe a little bit of East. Because I don't think they are just going to keep making that many more Europe-based regions. I mean, we still have Africa, South America, a lot of Asian countries in Australia to go, so it doesn't make sense. They should expand on this game a little more on the side on Europe. I mean, they already did on X and Y, so they might as well do on this one. Now, Electrode. Why is Electrode here? He got an Hisuian form, so why is he here? Because of the Pokeball Factory. He may not be Electrode, I have another option later on, but because of the Pokeball Factory, I think that they may get something like Electric Steel. I mean, I think this one should have evolved, or they should have just buffed this 100 on both of them, something along those lines. But it might be the other one, but because of the factory, this one might get something. Now, Jinx. I mean, we had rumors about a cry for the Mega Evolution for it, so it might actually just get a Mega. Although, an evolution would be cool, so you can finally stand up with Electivire and Magmortar. Give it speed, don't take it off like the others. Some special attack and defense, and it's fine. It's a fine Pokemon. You know, looks perfectly fine, like a demon ghost girl. So White Psychic, it's a decent one. Now this one, I actually believe it will get an evolution because you always associate mimes with friends. So why not just make Mr. Mime evolution? I mean, we got Mr. Rhyme, which is top tier, which is something very very British. So Mr. Mime should get an evolution from it, you know? Some speed, special attack and stuff, while this is a bulky one, this is a more offensive one. Make it on par with Mr. Rhyme and just give it another name, like Mr. Mime Mister. Now, Grand Bull. Now, this one I believe has a good chance to be there. I mean, in some countries they are called French Bulldogs, so French Bulldog, it's a Pokemon that clearly needs some extra love. Getting a secondary typing would always be cool. I mean, it has a good base when it comes to stats, but they're not good enough for the final evolution. So when you grab these base stats and evolve it, it has very good potential to be a very strong Pokemon. Its design is fine, but it's not amazing, so they could improve on that as well. I feel that this one has a good chance, now that so much time has passed, and we could get something cool. Now, Octillery. I know it looks like odd to be here. I don't think the French are some of the people that like to eat octopus, but what helped Napoleon gain so many terrain, He was fast with the cannons. So, what is Octillery? Is a cannon. So giving a French side to the cannon, make it fast to show the French Revolution and stuff, fast, higher special attack, and whatever they want with the abilities and the secondary typing. And I think it fits really well, especially at that time, and then those cannons become obsolete and we lost the evolution. So it's almost self-explanatory. I think it fits really well with the theme and the era of the games. I think it's very overlooked because of that, so yeah, I'm betting on Octillery. Now, Explode. I don't know why I put it here, because, French is very mixed with music and art. This is a Pokemon that is very loud, so I think it has a chance, because it looks like those organs that plays on the churches. So it may get something around those lines, a new form, maybe a buff on its stats and some swapping here and there, some secondary typing. It will be very solid. This is almost a good Pokemon, so some touches here and there, it's good. Now, Grumpig. Why is Grumpig here? Because French love to eat pork. And because they love to eat pork, they should give it something to this little piggy, I mean, if Empower is a starter, which I doubt, I can see them not touching this one, but if they don't touch Empower, they should really give something to this one. An evolution, a new form and evolution, like they sometimes do. It will be very cool. Its stats are also a nice basis to evolve from. So yeah, I wish to see something to this guy. It's extremely forgettable. Spoink is a lot more memorable just because he's the little guy here, clinging to his life, to his little pearl. So yeah, Grumpig will be a very cool one to see evolve, finally getting some love. Now, Milotic. I believe we'll get the divergence form when it comes to Milotic, because we're talking about a French region, and what is French associated with? Beauty. Milotic is the beautiful Pokemon, so while I don't think they will give anything to Milotic itself, and because they were talking about giving one to Gyarados last gen that was scrapped, I think making a divergence form for Milotic will be fine. I don't really know, maybe Dragon and something, stats will be around the same. I think the divergent forms always at the same stats, so I don't really see it changing much. Not that it really needs to change that much, maybe lose some special defense to bump the others a little bit, but not much. I think a divergent form for Milotic will really fit into the game and stuff like that. Now, Chimecho. Chimecho, I think will get a completely new form and be more of an European style of bells and charms. I think it fits very well with the French region, especially an old French region when they were a lot more popular back then. And maybe an evolution. Hopefully we get a new Shimku, something cool like that. To put on churches and stuff. Now, Cricketune, it's a little bit of a push, I don't really believe Cricketune will get something, but because, again, the violin is a lot more associated with Europe, Central Europe more properly, And while France is a bit more on the west and on the center, I can still see it getting some love, from the musicians, especially on the era of this instrument when it was somewhat most popular. So yeah, getting bug and something else, a nice bump, and it's a very good Pokemon to build around, and solid Pokemon to build around. Now, once again, just like Milotic, I think Finneon is more of a beautiful kind of Pokemon, and giving it an evolution a French region makes total sense, complete sense. You know, Water Fairy maybe. I think it will fit very well with the new design that it will get. Oh, speaking of fairy, maybe Dragon Fairy for the Milotic diversions will be amazing. Now thinking about it, but Lumina it will fit very well. I think it's a Pokemon that really deserves an evolution. Something like most people don't even remember it exists. So yeah, giving something on this game, I think it fits rather well. Now Stoutland. I mean, it might get something more on a Galar revision because it's a terrier. Terriers are more linked to UK than France, but I can see it might get something, a new form, more French-like form, but we'll see. I don't really believe, but I wanted just to mention this one. Now, Unpheasant, like, sure, Pidove, yes, it's the New York Rat, obviously got something on Unova, but would it utilize pigeons a lot more? Europe has been using pigeons and wars for thousands of years now, literally thousands of years. So it makes sense for not on pheasant, but maybe you catch a Pidove and it evolves in a completely different way. It's not even on pheasant, it's something completely different, especially at the time where they were a lot more used on wars. There was a great war in Kalos, so having a Pidove evolution that was faded out because of the new technology makes sense. You know, maybe if flying. I mean, I want it to be a special attacker, let's be honest, and make it a solid overall Pokemon, not like whatever this thing is. Doesn't do anything. And I think a pigeon Pokemon fits very well with France, with the European region, especially in the time right after the wars. Now this is the other construction one. I believe either this or Machamp gets a new form. You know, uh, I'm not sure which one will get it, but both of them are solid choices. You know, I could see them going fighting grass, but I wouldn't like it and put more wood in here. I don't like fighting. Still will make more sense, especially if you look at Gurler and work more with the beans to help him construct the Limia's tower. I could see it work. I actually think Conkeldurr has a little bit more of a chance than Machamp, but we will see which one they will pick if they pick one. I think it just fits. One of these guys, the new construction workers evolve in a different way to help build the city. It works just fine. Now Whimsicott. I mean, I have two reasons. First of all, its rival from 5th gen got a new form on Legends Arceus. So, I'm saying Whimsicott. But there's another reason. Why? Because it's cotton. What do French use cotton for? Clothing and stuff. And French are very famous for their clothes, so it makes perfect sense for us to see the little guy getting some form. I don't think he'll get an evolution, though I do think it will fit him rather well. You just get a new form. This little guy just going around making clothes. Now, Gotatel. I mean, I think you should have got something on Galar, the Gotita. But I think it might actually get something now, because it was more of the time when they got those freely dresses, back in the day in Europe. So, Gotatel getting something there, a new form, I think will fit it rather well, Even Gotita, new form of Gotita, and the line just goes from there, Making it a bit more regular for the time, Make it look well. Now Swanna. I mean, once again, a beautiful Pokemon getting a beautiful evolution. Going even further beyond. I mean, it starts as just screaming middle stage. Let's be honest, it's a middle stage stat spread, not a fully evolved one. And maybe getting something, an ability Water Flying is a rather rare typing, so let's keep it and give it something. Now Among Us. Why is Among Us here? Because of the Pokeball Factory once again. Because Electro got something last game, last Legends game. I mean, I guess you can call Brute Bonnet, but Brute Bonnet is a side thing, you know. And I don't think it will get an evolution. Can you imagine this thing with Eviolite? I mean, seriously? I think you'll get a side evolution, you know. Maybe Grass. I mean, Grass Electric would work, but we already just got one, so Grass Fairy or something like that could also see some use. You know, give it something different because it's a time where the revolution was starting, the industrial revolution. So it works rather well. You know, we didn't get poison type yet because it wasn't as hunted as much at the time, for example, and give it something more clean. Now, Excavalier. I mean, his design is already very European, but that's not the reason. I also have Axelgar here, and the main reason is Helmet. You know, Carablast not really, but both of these guys do have a chance to get something. Either one of them. Why? What do French love to eat? Snails! Since they love to eat snails, something doing with these snails could work. You know, maybe not this, maybe something with these two, you know, because this, I don't see them being able to make this even more European than it already is, you know, more French. It already looks plenty of French. But Shelmet, I could see them working, grabbing Shelmet, giving it an evolution for him trying to survive to not get eaten alive, you know, maybe make it bug and fire as he tries to run away from the fire to cook him. And that's what I think about these two, more on the Shelmet side. Now, Ilialisk, I think Ilialisk might get the Sneasel treatment. You know what? It's a Pokemon that is already from the region getting a different form. You know, maybe Electric and Fire will be pretty cool. You know, make the lose a little bit of special defense to boost its attack and speed, or just give it a buff. This thing needs a small buff, and it becomes a great Pokemon. You know, with solar power and stuff, it becomes a very decent Pokemon. So back in the day, it wasn't as normal to have electricity roaming around, so make it a bit more offensive with electric and fire. I think this could become the new Sneasler. You know, maybe have a regional Helioptile that gets a completely new evolution, that it's electric fire. I think it could work, you know, electric fire Helioptile that evolves. Makes sense. Now, Mudsdale is here. For some reason, Rapidash is here, really. I think they will do something to an horse. And I think Mudsdale has a bigger chance than Rapidash because it hasn't been touched, you know. Nobody touched Mudsdale in his special place, so they might give him something. Maybe Ground and Rock. No, Rock with his speed, please no. I mean, if it was fast, maybe they could make it faster. Faster Ground and Ground Rock type would be amazing. But yeah, maybe give it something, make it a bit more royal looking, you know, for the knights of the time. I think Mudsdale is a good fit. Now, Dashbun. Why is Dashbun here? What the French love to do? Baking. What is the baking Pokemon? Dashbun. Now, giving an evolution to Dashbun in Kalos, I think will be a very good fit. You know, its stats are already solid, but giving it a bit more HP and attack will make it. I think will make it a very good Pokemon. Giving it a secondary typing, maybe Fire will make it a very tempting offer. And now, last but not least, I think Dragonite will get a new form. I seriously do. I mean, I think the trailers really teased us with the Dragonites just swimming around. And I think it's about time for Dragonite to get something. I don't think it will get a Mega. I don't want a Dragon 99 Stone, you know. So a new form, like Dragon Water or Dragon Fairy, would work real well for an evolving form. Make it more snake-like, you know. And it works just fine. Just fine, you know, just swap its attack with special attack and we already got solid Pokemon in our hands. Those are the Pokemons I think I have the most likely to get new forms on the new game. Leave your thoughts below and have fun.